Hello YouTubers, it is RC here, and today's video is a very unusual video. Most of my videos I've posted on this channel have all been related to my hobby, which is Hot Wheels, obviously, that you guys, if you've ever seen it, you would know. I do custom work, restorations, I collect them, I show things I've found when I'm out hunting for Hot Wheels. But today's video is something that's really, it's been eating at me, and that is the assassination attempt that occurred a few weeks ago of Charlie Kirk. And I'm probably going to lose some subscribers to my YouTube channel, and that's okay. I don't have that many anyway, so it wouldn't make that big of a deal. I don't do the videos to get likes and people to follow me. I do the videos to share my hobby, and if you're interested, great. If you're not, that's okay too. I've never been a person for likes and shares. It's not been my montage in life. I feel that people are recognized for the work they do, and if they're not recognized, that's okay. It's not that big of a deal to me. It doesn't define me. It doesn't make me who I am. I know who I am, and that's all that matters. But the reason why I want to talk about this is his assassination hit pretty close to home for me in a lot of ways. One, Charlie Kirk was 31 years of age. I have two boys that are very close with his age, 29 and 27, and they have their own thoughts and views on religion and politics, and that is what it is. I taught my kids how to think for themselves and to question a teacher or an instructor that they were dealing with at a school, and that's how I raised my kids. They're free thinkers. They don't follow anybody. They're leaders, and it shows in their jobs that they do, and they're well respected in the job that they do. So it hit home because, like I said, I have two boys of that age, and I would be devastated. I couldn't imagine what his parents are going through right now. Couldn't imagine. It's just an awful feeling. I know that if that happened to my boys, I would be devastated. Absolutely devastated. The second thing is, many years back, my older boy was going to college, and he hung out with this one kid on the wrestling team when they were wrestling together. He was at the house, and he was talking about this organization called Turning Point USA. This is when it was first getting started. I didn't know much about it, never heard about it. And he told me a little bit about it. He said this guy starting this organization, it talks about politics and religion, and just wants it to, it's just like he's going to make it like a debate format where people can come up and talk about topics of the day. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, you know, we'll see what happens. Okay, it is what it is. And that young man eventually graduated from college with my son, and he went on with Turning Point USA in a career. And he was moved to another part of the country and started helping opening up chapters for Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk. And, you know, he was successful. And as far as I know, he's still there. I reached out to him right after the assassination attempt. It sounds like he's still with TPUSA. And then a couple years ago, I was at work, and I had a patient, and I was talking about what he does for work. He's like, I work for Turning Point USA. And I was like, oh, okay. So we talked, and you know, I asked him, I said, what kind of person is Charlie Kirk? I said, I've never met the guy. He's like, he's just like you would, just an everyday guy. He doesn't judge people. He doesn't force you to believe what he believes. He just wants you to understand, to think for yourselves, and if you question things, that's good. You should question things. And that's exactly what he did. So I started to follow Charlie Kirk on his YouTube channel and Instagram, and just listening to his debates, and I was like, wow, this guy's good. And he was starting to, from what I could tell, expose what was happening on colleges and high school campuses around the country. Now, I was fortunate enough that when the Department of Education was founded and started, I was about done with high school. So I actually got to learn what history was about and what happened in history, and learn about things that went on in history. You don't have to agree with history, that's okay. But it's there for us to learn from so we don't make the same mistakes. But they assassinated Charlie Kirk because they didn't like that he was speaking the truth, speaking about faith, and wasn't hiding any debate at all. He was going to challenge you. And that's good. I think that's good. He was a father, he was a husband, he was a son, he was a brother, and a friend of many people. And I would never thought in a million years that that would ever happen to a guy like Charlie Kirk. He wasn't mean to people. He wasn't evil to people. He just presented a platform to talk. Whether you agreed or disagreed, the whole point is, let's talk. That was his goal. Let's talk. And if you went to the microphone and you had a topic, he's going to debate you. You need to prove your point to see if you can get him to change his mind. But the problem is a lot of folks couldn't do it. So you called him fascist. Well, I'll challenge you right now that I guarantee that 99% of the people that see this video don't know where fascism came from. And that's because the left, the Democrats, want to hide who actually started fascism. Look up Giovanni Gentile. He's an Italian philosopher and political activist. Was well noted through the early 1900s, worked with Mussolini in Italy, and he started promoting fascism. Fascism is basically at the root where the people submit everything to the state. Your business, your land, your money, the banks, anything you have or say or do, the government controls. Okay? At its root, that's what fascism is. Giovanni Gentile. I challenge you to go read about it. Then you call him a Nazi. Okay? So the left is trying to take words like fascism and Nazi and apply it to today's politics in 21st century. It doesn't work. It's not going to happen. But there's enough people out there that are willing to listen, like, well, he's a Nazi. Do your homework, folks. So the Nazi Party was founded as a National Socialist Party with Hitler. Okay? Again, socialism. Again, the state controls the goods, the services, the banks, the money, what you can and cannot say. But both situations, people died for speaking up, or they died because they were a certain religion, or they died because they were a certain color or a certain belief. And if you apply that to Charlie Kirk, it doesn't apply. That's not what he did. He didn't put anybody in internment camps, concentration camps. He didn't kill anybody. He didn't tell anybody they couldn't speak their mind freely. So when you apply those terms that the left is trying to label him as, it's completely wrong. Because you're trying to apply 20th century politics to 21st century politics, and it ain't gonna happen, okay? Fascism has been and always will be a left-wing agenda, okay? If you're trying to apply it on the right, it's completely wrong, because that's not what the conservative people are doing. They're the people that are defending the Constitution. They're the people that are defending your right to have free speech, okay? So then you're like, well, all these people got fired because they celebrated the death of Charlie Kirk. Well, that's a morality and ethical situation. And as a company, I know the company I work for and companies I've worked for in the past, they have morality clauses and ethical clauses within their policy and procedures. So if someone is celebrating the death of another human being, you're really not a very good person to be around or near and represent that company. So those people then have the right to dismiss you from your job because of your behavior. It's not that you can't say you don't like what happened or do like what happened. You just can't celebrate it and post it because you're a representative of that company. So when people want to use these words, I just laugh because I'm like, you don't know. You don't know. And until you open up a book and read about Giovanni Gentile or the Nazi movement or what other label you want to put on a conservative person, you need to do some homework before you do it, okay? I don't consider myself a religious person. I didn't grow up with religion. For many years, I considered myself an atheist. I think then I became more agnostic, and if you don't know those definitions, an atheist is someone who doesn't believe in God or gods. And an agnostic person is someone who doesn't believe in God because it can't be proven, or gods are there and can't be proven. After I met my wife of 35 years now, my wife is much more religious than I am, but we've had these conversations. And over time, after my kids were born, I became more of a theist. And I realized that I had 2 little boys that I was raising, and I really wanted them to understand that there is miracles in the world, okay? I and my wife made 2 little boys, and we raised those 2 little boys, and I was like, wow, this is the work of God. I kind of started to turn a corner. Now, I wasn't religious a lot. We went to church, but I didn't wear my religion on my sleeve. And my wife, again, she's much more religious than I am, and I love her for that. But she also showed me that there's a lot of good in the world. And a lot of it came from, I grew up single parent family in a troubled home. I'm kind of the kid that went against the odds. Single parent family, chances of me being successful stacked against me. But I proved everybody wrong. And that's what my wife said. My wife said to me, God was using you as an example. That you and your brother, excuse me here if I get a little choked up, that you and your brother are going to break the mold. And that you're supposed to be the beacon that kids that come from broken homes can be successful. She's right. And I love her for that. She's the world to me. So is my family. And I couldn't imagine what Erica Kirk is going through right now. My heart goes out to her. And if I could ever meet her, I would just want to give her a hug and tell her thank you. Thank you for sharing Charlie with the world. And just wish her that she has a good life. And to continue the message that Charlie is starting. The movement's going to get bigger. It's going to get stronger. And it won't die. Because I think from now on, I'm going to be more vocal about my beliefs. Be more vocal about some of my political beliefs. Be more vocal about some scriptures. I may have to start another YouTube channel because this one probably will get shut down because I'm sharing this information. I don't know. If I could ever meet the Mr. and Mrs. Kirk, I would want to give them a hug. Tell them thank you. Thank you for allowing us to have Charlie in our lives. There are a lot of people I follow on Instagram and YouTube in all kinds of walks of life. And I've watched their videos about scriptures and the backgrounds that they come from. And there's some young men and women that I would love to meet one day and just hang out and talk. And I think that's what we need to do as a society. And I think the people that are on the left that are condoning the assassination of Charlie Kirk, it's the work of the devil. That's the only thing I can say. The people that condone this and and believe this, it should have happened, the blood's on your hands, because you're actually condoning death. You're condoning murder, and it's wrong. And to the people, if you are a Democrat, to the people that don't condone it, and you don't agree with how he was treated, then you need to either step up and say something and get vocal in the Democratic Party, or you need to walk away and realize that those people are the people that are representative of your party, because that's what I see. I've gone to some rallies, and I've seen some rallies where there are people in the Conservative Party that I disagree with them, and I've made my voice on their Instagram page about I don't agree with that. That's okay. I'm not mean. I just told them I don't agree with them. And they need to really kind of think about what they're doing and what they're saying. So with all that being said, I just want to say to Charlie Kirk, thank you, and God bless you. I want to say to Erica Kirk, if she ever sees this video, people love you. We support you, and we will help you keep the message alive. And to Mr. and Mrs. Kirk, again, I would say thank you to them for raising a great young man, a young man that a lot of young men and women want to aspire to be like or become, as well as myself. I'm an old man now, kind of, that I still can improve my life. I can be a better husband. I can be a better father. I can be a better person. And to the people that on the left, and you keep making these threats, all I can say to you is, again, it's the work of the devil. And if that's how you need to solve your problems, you got another thing coming. You really do. Because you're just shallow. That's all I can say, is you're just shallow. If you comment on my video and it's positive, great, I appreciate it. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. I don't expect you to. But if you make a negative comment that's threatening in any way, trust me, you'll have a problem. Guarantee that. You'll have a problem. So I'm going to end with this. To the people that want to follow me or want to subscribe to me, thank you. Let's keep the message going. To people that don't want to follow me, unsubscribe me, don't like what I have to say, that's okay too. Life will go on, and I will do just fine. Charlie Kirk, we miss you. We love you. God bless you. We are Charlie Kirk.